And now more on a disturbing study we brought to you on Tuesday about the prevalence of rape in parts of Asia. The survey was conducted across these 6 countries by 4 UN agencies. As you can see, India was not one of them. Now, more than 10,000 men were surveyed. Nearly 1/4 of them admitted to committing rape. And nearly half of those interviewed reported using physical or sexual violence against a female partner. And nearly half of those who said they had committed rape first did so as a teenager, with 12% of them under 15 years of age at the time. Now, the study also looked at some of the causes as reported by the perpetrators. The most common one, a perception of sexual entitlement, that is, a belief in their right to have sex regardless of consent. Now, joining me now is James Lang. He is the program coordinator for Partners for Prevention, which carried out the study, and he joins me now live from Bangkok, Thailand. And James, thank you for joining us. The findings in this report are truly shocking. Could you tell us how the team was able to gather such brutally honest responses in this study?
Well, in fact, the methodology is something that we feel is quite innovative for this study. We asked very sensitive questions, as you know, and we used these handheld devices, in fact, iPod touches, to ensure that men were able to answer these questions about perpetration of violence in a completely anonymous way. So they were introduced by an interviewer. It would be a man, and he would give them, when it was time to answer the sensitive questions, he would give them the handheld device, and they were able to answer those questions by themselves. So we ensured confidentiality and anonymity.
What kind of questions did the interviewers use? Was the word rape ever used?
No, in fact, we don't use the word rape. We asked men if they had ever forced a partner or a non-partner to have sex, or we asked if they ever had sex with a partner or non-partner if they were too drunk or drugged to provide consent. So we don't use the word rape.
And your findings, and why is there widespread sexual assault across the region here in the Asia Pacific?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Why is there widespread sexual assault against women in Asia?
We found that that men's use of violence against women overall was related to both the fundamental gender equality that we have across the world, not only in this region, and that there are factors related to gender norms and men's relationship practices that were driving men's use of violence. Also, it's related to men's understanding of how to be a man. So men's use of violence is related to men that celebrate toughness and sexual performance and dominance over women. But it's also related to men's experiences of violence, particularly as children. So men who had experienced sexual abuse or emotional abuse or witnessed their mother being abused were more likely to perpetrate violence against women as an adult.
So individual experience, definitions of masculinity, gender norms, all of these factors about why there are so many acts of sexual violence against women. What can be done? So what's the solution here? How can we prevent violence against women?
Well, these things that you just listed, our main findings, in fact, tell us that violence is preventable. None of these things are natural conditions, and we know that the rates of violence change across the study sites and across the world. So to prevent violence, we have to, first of all, make violence unacceptable. And, you know, to change these norms in communities where violence is allowed, and as well as the norms around gender equality and the subordination of women. We also have to address child abuse and help children heal that do experience some kind of violence, and promote healthy families and caring for children. And we have to end this impunity for men who use violence against women, particularly marital rape, which we found was even more common than rape of a non-partner.
Now, last question for you. What are your policy recommendations? Sorry, James. We know government officials across Asia, they are watching CNN International. Could you give us a concrete example of a program or policy that would prevent violence against women?
Well, central to all of this is promoting nonviolent and caring ways to be men. Not all of the men surveyed, of course, use violence, and many men are already out there that are nonviolent and caring. And policies can help support those men, be they health policy, education policy, even labor policy that helps break down these strict gender norms that many of us hold, where men are supposed to be one way and women are the other. There's lots of policy interventions that are already out there being implemented by governments in this region, and I think we're giving them very concrete information for more.
Well, James, it is a shocking study, but it is also a groundbreaking one. And here's hoping that it will lead to some meaningful change here in the Asia Pacific. James Lang of Partners for Prevention joining us live from Bangkok. Thank you so much. Take care.